Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hope you people are doing well. So, this is the part two of the Prophet's migration to Medina. In the first part, we discussed about the events that led to the migration, and here we are going to talk about the detailed event of the migration, starting from the planning and his arrival to the city of Medina. Okay, as we all know that the event of migration is started when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked his some of the companions after the second pledge of Aqaba to go to to Yasrib, because in Mecca the situation was very bad. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked his companions to move towards the better place, which was Yasrib. So the many of the companions, the Muslims, started to migrate to Yasrib. When when the people of Makkah came to know of these developments, they were very, very angry and they started to increase the persecution. And here, they just did not increase the persecution, but they started to plan about the assassination of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, when they planned about the Prophet's assassination, so that was the main point when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the Holy Prophet to migrate from Makkah to Medina. So the leaders of the Quraysh met in the council hall, which was also known as Darun Nadwa. So we can call this event as Darun Nadwa's event, and this was the main point. After this point, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala gave the divine permission to the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to move towards Medina. So in this meeting, Abu Jahl suggested let each tribe nominate a representative and together they should attack him and kill him. This would make impossible for Banu Hashim to take the revenge. As we all know that with all of the tribe members, Abu Jahl and Abu Lahab, these were the two biggest enemies of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And up till now, they tried each and everything. They tried each and every persecution. They boycotted the Holy Prophet completely. And when they saw that the Holy Prophet is not moving from his mission, so they decided to finally assassinate him. And Abu Jahl suggested that one representative from each tribe should attack him, so that it will make it impossible for Banu Hashim to take the revenge. So they prepared to assassinate the Holy Prophet and they started to plan about it. That night, the enemies took the position outside the Holy Prophet's house. But here in the house, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was informed by Allah subhanahu wa taala through Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam. The Holy Prophet was informed in these words. These are the verses of the Holy Quran. And remember, when the disbelievers were plotting against you to hold you in detention, or to kill you, or to expel you, and they plot, and Allah too plan, and Allah is the best planner. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam through Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam. And यहाँ पे Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Holy Prophet that now it's time for you to migrate from Makkah to Medina. So the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam started his preparation. First, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he used to be Sadiq and Amin for the whole Makkah, so the people used to ask him to keep the amanats with him. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was worried about the belongings of Makkah. The reputation of the Holy Prophet as Sadiq and Amin had earned him trust of the people, which was given maintained during the holy prophethood. The prophet never wanted to betray the people of Makkah. Even then, they were the biggest enemy of the Holy Prophet, but still he was worried about their belongings. So, at the event of this Hijrat, the Holy Prophet asked Hazrat Ali to stay in Makkah and return all of the amanats of the people. And he asked him, you cannot leave Makkah without returning all of these amanats. And he had been in his house for safekeeping, and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked Hazrat Ali to sleep on his bed. This is the point when Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala Anhu supported the Holy Prophet and he took his place on Prophet's bed. And here Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam left his house. The people of then the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam left for Medina, and we all know that he left with his one of the trustworthiest friend who was Abu Bakr Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu. The two started the journey to Yasrib. The Holy Prophet's house was surrounded by the enemies from all sides. Once the Prophet ﷺ planned to leave his house, he recited the verses of the Holy Quran and he took the handful of gravel and sprinkled it on the heads of the enemies, which made the enemies lost their vision for it for some time. And outside his house, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq was waiting with his camel. So, and this is the whole journey of the Prophet's migration. They started their journey and they stayed in the cave of Sor, and then they stayed at Quba. Then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached at the quarters of Banu Salim, and then they entered into Yasrib. So the journey of uh, so the journey towards Medina is started when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq left their houses. The people of Mecca, they were so angry and they were just looking around the Mecca that where are these two where have they gone? So Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq prepared two camels for their journey. He hired a guide who know the roads leading towards Yasrib. They left Makkah the first of Rabiul Awwal. Next morning, when the chief found Hazrat Ali in the Prophet's bed, they started to find the Prophet and his friend. Plus, the Makkans offered a huge reward. They said that whoever will bring the Prophet and his Abu Bakr Siddiq dead or alive, that person will gonna get a lot of rewards. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq reached at the Mount of Sor, where they stayed in the cave for 3 nights. Yes, the cave of Sor holds a great importance in this migration. The Holy Prophet and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq stayed there for 3 nights. And during their stay in the cave of Sor, Hazrat Abdullah, the son of Abu Bakr, he was responsible to keep keep an eye on them, and in this way Hazrat Abdullah was informed about all of the things which were happening with the Prophet and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq. Okay, when they were staying in the cave of Sor, some of the people of Quraysh, they reached towards the cave of Sor, but they turned back. Here, one miracle happened from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked a spider to have a web there, and a tree was there, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered a pigeon to lay his egg over there. So the people of Makkah thought that nobody could enter from this small opening because the web is here, an egg is here, and the tree is here. If someone would have passed it, so they must be destroyed by this time. So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved these two in the cave of Sor. Inside the cave, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq was bit worried because the Quraysh was searching for them. So the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that you have no fear because Allah with us. And during this stay of these two in the cave of Sor, Hazrat Asma was responsible to bring the food for them. So this was about the small introduction of the cave of Sor and their and their stay in the cave of Sor. After 3 nights, on the third day, when they were sure that the Quraysh had given up their searches, so the Holy Prophet ﷺ and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq started their journey towards Yasrib. On third day, they stayed on the point of Quba, which was the outside the premises of Makkah, And basically the point of Quba was in between Mecca and Medina. So when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached there, so they were a bit relaxed that now they are out of the premises of Mecca, and there they made the first mosque of the Islamic history, which is Masjid-e-Quba, the Mosque of Quba. Most of the immigrants from Mecca first stayed there, and many of them were still here. Hazrat Ali had also come to Quba and met the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now all of the Makkah's Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq stayed at the point of Quba for 4 days. Meanwhile, the masjid was in construction. And then on the fifth day, uh, on Friday, the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached towards the quarters of Banu Salim, where they prayed the first Friday prayer, and Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered his first Friday sermon, because in Makkah everyone was hiding and praying, and they did not get any chance to get together for a sermon, for a Friday sermon. So it was the first Friday sermon which Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered. So, after the whole journey, it was a time when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered in Yasrib, and we all knows it so well that the prophets after when the Ansars get to know about the Prophet's arrival, they were cheering up, they were excited. The people were excited to welcome the first leader, this first Islamic leader. So, this was the quick recap of the whole journey. Let's talk about the importance of the migration. It's very important to understand the importance of this event, that this was the greatest event of our history. It was the event that turned the point of the life of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And here, the first Islamic community of history was built under the leadership of the Holy Prophet. Second, the Muslims found a safer place to live where they could just perform prayers freely. They could practice Islam, their religion, without any fear. Uh, Second, Muslims were free from the persecutions. They were not, they now they are free from the restrictions of the Quraysh. So these are the points of the importance. I recommend you to read the importance from the book, from the notes, and from this slide as well. It's very important. Now quickly go towards the question, that what kind of question do we get and how can we answer this question? So the question which you can get is, give an account of the Hijrah of the Holy Prophet from Mecca to Medina, or describe the main events of the Holy Prophet's departure from Mecca and his journey to Medina. You can get the questions in many ways, but the answer and the content will remain the same. So this here is the planning, that you will start the first paragraph with the pledges of Aqaba. Then in second paragraph, you will write down about the event of Darun Nadwa, the plan of assassination of the Holy Prophet. Then you will carry forward with Allah's order. How did he leave his house? He asked Hazrat Ali to return all of the belongings. Then you can carry on with the fourth paragraph, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed in the cave of Sor. The miracle happened. You will write it down. Then in the fifth paragraph, you can write down about the construction of Masjid-e-Quba, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's first sermon in the quarters of Banu Salim. And then in the sixth paragraph, you can write down about the entry in Medina and the importance of the event. So I hope, students, that this video will gonna help you. It was just a quick revision for you, so that you can just revise the topic in few minutes. I hope it will help you in your tests, in your assessments, and in your exams. Thank you.